Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial. In this video I'll be talking about arrays. Now there are two ways to initialize an array. We can have many different types of arrays. We can have integer arrays, we can have string arrays, we can have double arrays, characters arrays, and so on. Now an array is basically a method of storage of values. So if you want to store a lot of integer values, you can store them all in an array. So let's get started. If we want to initialize an array, and let's say it is an integer array, so what you have to do is integer and for square bracket. So this would be the data type, and now is the variable. Let's just call it, I don't know, Sandeep, and you have to say new, and since it is an integer array, we put int with a square bracket, and inside this square bracket we have to specify the length. So I don't know, let's say it's 5. So that means in this array we will have 5 integer values. So basically we're telling the computer, hey computer, I want you to make an array with 5 values. And in Java, the computer will automatically make an array with 5 0 values inside the array. Now this is the first way of initializing an array. There's another way. The second way is to put an int square bracket, and I don't know, let's just call it deep, and equals to, so int square bracket is the data type, deep is the variable, and now we have to specify the values. Say it's 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Sorry, and 50, and semicolon in the end. So this is an array with the length of 5, and there are 5 values inside. Now, in computers, we'll always start counting at 0, not at 1. So basically, if you want to print out the first element, which is 10, we'll have to tell the computer, hey computer, I want you to print out the value at position 0. Now another word for position is index. So we will just say, hey computer, I want you to print out the value at index 0. So let's say we want to print out the value 10. We will just do this, system.out.println deep and square bracket 0. So we're just telling the computer, print out the element at index 0, because number 10 is at position 0. So now if we just print that out, we will get 10. And now let's say we want to print out the element at position 1, which is 20. So we just have to replace the 0 with 1 and print that out. We'll get 20, which is cool. Now let's say we want to print out all the elements inside this array. So what you do is make a for loop. So in this for loop, we will first specify that I will start with 0, and I will increment every time the loop finishes, and it stops only when I is more equals to the length of deep. And the length of this is actually 5, because we have 5 values inside, so the length is 5. So to print out each element, what you do is just system.out.println deep I. So first, when the loop first starts, I will be 0, so print out the first element, which is at index 0, and then the loop will finish and will print out the second element, which is at index 1, and then so on, index 2, index 3, and index 4. When I becomes 5, it will already be equals to the length. So since will be equal to the length and not less than the length, the condition is then false and the loop will be broken. So let's just print that out. And you see all the elements have been printed out. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.